they're fast, and then they're out of here. But we still have some severe weather in the area as well.
Yeah, well, and for people trying to play catch up here, if you're not familiar with Port Orchard, it's about 23 miles southwest of Seattle. Of course, it is right there on the water. You guys have all the toys back in the Weather Center. Darren Peck is back there. Darren, what's the latest?
Chris, I'll show you exactly where this thing happened and exactly when it happened, so we'll get oriented. We're looking at live radar now, so you're seeing the last 3 hours going across the Kitsap Peninsula. It does not look extraordinary. It looks like scattered showers, maybe a few isolated thunderstorms. But as you watch this, at 1:55, right over Port Orchard, you're going to see a bright red spot show up. Did you see it? Didn't last long. And that's an important aspect to today's event. This tornado did not last long, so instead of watching it loop, I'm just going to bring us to 1:55 in the afternoon, stop the radar, and show you the cell that was responsible for this. Can you see that red bullseye right here? Bremerton sits up here. We're going to come down a little bit further south and cross the water. And that's where we get over to Port Orchard. So here's Port Orchard. Here's the smaller community of Fernwood. This is our red bullseye. Look at the timestamp up there, says 1:55. And I have to pause it here because I don't get more than about 3 or 4 minutes where the radar was able to detect the heavy enough rain that we can spotlight the storm on radar. And that's really all you're looking at here is radar. And if you just looked at this, you would have no way of knowing there was a tornado in that storm. I want to show this to you in a slightly different way. We're going to come down for a 3D view, and instead of looking at the radar from above, we're going to look at how tall that thunderstorm was. And the writing is going to be small on here. Let me point it out. There's a scale over here. This white line shows you where 10,000 feet in the atmosphere is. The next line's 20,000 feet. This is the reason why we didn't see this coming. Because this thunderstorm was not terribly intense. When you get tornadoes from thunderstorms back in the midsection of the country, those thunderstorms are 50,000 feet high. This one was 10,000 feet high. And the way we warn people about tornadoes in this country, with the National Weather Service using a network of really highly tuned radar, is you can spot the circulation on the radar before it gets to you, and that's how warnings are issued. This storm was way too weak for any of that. 10,000 feet high and no clear signature of any circulation. We had no way of seeing this thing coming, and we get tornadoes so rarely here because the conditions just don't provide us with terribly strong thunderstorms. And that's why this seems to have come out of nowhere. All right, guys, I'll keep watching this in the Weather Center. For now, back to you.
And so we've been talking about how quickly this happened, how it came out of nowhere, so you can imagine that no one